Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to start with saying that obviously this game is in early development at the moment, so we don't have all the details of particular aspects of systems. So this is subject to change, but this is what we know so far. Without wasting any further time, we're going to spend the next 5 minutes taking an early look at the races within Ashes of Creation. So let's start with a brief overview of the races before we get into the nitty gritty. So we have 9 playable races within the game. This includes 4 parent races that each have 2 sub-races, as well as another race called the Tulnar, otherwise known as the Forgotten, which is a combination of many different races. Each race will have a unique mount, and the armor appearance will change based on the player's race. So for example, if we have an Aela Human and a Dunzenkell Dwarf, then the same specific gear set will take on a more perhaps sleeker appearance for a human, whereas the dwarves will be more rigid, sturdy. You can kind of get the idea from that. And lastly, racial abilities. So each race will have their own unique racial ability, and they will also grow with different base stats. Specific racial augments will exist that will be able to modify primary archetype abilities, so possibly changing how the ability functions and potentially cosmetic changes as well. They did state that they really didn't want there to be a massive difference in the power gained from an individual race, so we won't see anything that will make you want to play X race if you're a fighter because of this overpowered ability. Now let's take a closer look at the individual races. To start with, we'll take a look at the Aela Humans. So the Aela Humans have 2 playable races. The first is the Aela, and the second is the Vaylun. The Aelan Empire is said to be the largest nation within the world of Vera, and it shares a border with every other nation. The Aela principles are build, order and civilization, and their aim is to expand their presence all over the world of Vera. The Vaylun principles are trade, law and hardship. Smart and intelligent, the Vaylun leverage their relationships to propel themselves into one of the wealthiest empires. The Vaylun have a Middle Eastern racial influence. So let's take a look at the architectural style of the alien. As you can see from the images, they have a French medieval influence, and what you're seeing on your screen here is a piece of Kalar concept art. Now we have the Vaylun architectural style. As you can see, it's definitely more of a Middle Eastern influence. The next race within Ashes of Creation is the Pyrian Elves. The Empyrean and the Pyri are the playable races of elven origin. The elves generally keep within the borders of the Pyrian kingdom. Strong scientific and artistic roots, the elven universities are unmatched in the world of Vera. The Empyrean principles are imperial pride and culture, a highly structured, elite military force that are determined to make their name in the world. The Pyri principles are nature, balance and fury. At peace and loving of the natural world, they are not to be mistaken as a weakness. The Pyri have ruthlessness flowing through their veins. If we take a look at the architectural style for the Pyrian Elves, the Empyrean architecture is said to have a Greco-Roman influence, whereas the Pyri have a Native American influenced architectural style. The next race within Ashes of Creation is the Kaivek Orcs. The Renkai and the Vek are the playable races of Orcish origin. They believe that the Orcs should have superiority over all nations in Vera. Determined to conquer, their capital city houses trophies from their fallen victims. The Renkai principles are honour, power and tranquility. Focused and balanced, the Renkai can harness incredible power. The Vek principles are celestial, purpose and fate. Astrologers by nature, star maps, numerology and prophecy are integral parts of the Vek's life. The architectural style of the Renkai is not officially stated, but by looking at the architecture we can definitely see some resemblance of Japanese design. Looking at the Vek architecture, we do know that they have a Mesoamerican racial influence, and we can see that in the images. We have the Dunzenkell Dwarves. The oldest nation in the world of Vera, they are connected together by alliances forged by family guilds. The Dunir and the Nikua are the playable races of Dwarven origin. The Dunir principles are stoic, tradition and forge. Proud craftsmen and engineers, the Dunir built impenetrable fortresses within the mountains of Vera. The Nikua principles are family, freedom and courage. The opposite of the Dunir, the Nikua resent the mountains. Still highly skilled craftsmen, they have a family-focused culture, making decisions that will benefit their family first and foremost. Here you can see an example of Dunir architecture. They have a Nordic cultural influence, and the Nikua have a Polynesian influence. The final race is the Tulnar. We don't have much information on the Tulnar, but we do know they are a unique race that is a combination of a number of different other races, and they are the only race with the ability to significantly adjust racial appearance, such as attributes as reptilian, mammalian, and humanoid. And that concludes our brief look into the races within Ashes of Creation. I really do hope you guys enjoyed. I'm new to this whole YouTube thing, so any constructive feedback is really welcome in the comments. If you did enjoy it, please let me know by liking, and if you are hoping for some more Ashes Creation content, please consider subscribing. Thanks very much. See you in the next one.
Take me far away, where the walls come down and the heart takes